The guy that was cheating.
I'm not saying.
So tell the public.
Once they had stopped, Crawford was identified as the driver. According to police, officers observed a firearm on the floorboard on the driver's side. All 4 people, including members of Crawford's security team, were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. I spoke with the head of Crawford's security this afternoon, who says he's still shaken up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my phone?
Might unlock all kind of strip clubs in Omaha. We don't know.
Seatbelt.
And
Opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening
off
the door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Floyd Mayweather's first words after Crawford and Canelo got arrested, and you could feel the venom in his voice. Floyd ain't holding back, he's flat out calling Canelo a cheat, ripping through the excuses, and letting the boxing world know exactly where the lies sit. This isn't some polite press talk, this is a straight shot at Canelo's legacy.
No,
And then let's tell the world.
I mean, I side with you on this. Ultimately.
no.
I'm not really,
And then come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, this guy was cheating. He was fighting.
This is insane. Terence "Bud" Crawford, an undisputed champ treated like some street criminal. Gun drawn on him, tension sky high, and still Bud keeps calm, hands steady, refusing to give them any excuse. That's a warrior's mindset right there. Cool under fire, while the world tries to break him down.
The story is that he got held at gunpoint, right? The cop pulled out his gun but when Bud was in his seat and he told him, get out the vehicle. And Bud said, I'm not reaching for no gun. Apparently there was a gun in the floorboard or something like that, which honestly, I don't know if he saw it or he didn't see it.
But even with lawyers already circling, the drama around this case was only just heating up. Gareth A. Davies makes it clear Crawford wasn't scrambling, he was smart. Lawyers were already in play, ready to fight fire with fire. That's Bud's camp, prepared, professional, and confident under pressure. Compare that to Canelo's silence says it all, doesn't it?
And I think he's already had lawyers for his scenario, for his situation. They've represented him. I did read briefly earlier that he did have representation from a legal firm.
Counterpunch Boxing hits the nail on the head, threatened by Bud. Please. This was nothing but intimidation. Even with hands visible and calm, they dragged him out like a criminal. And yet, Crawford's composure never cracked. That's a true champion's aura, untouchable, even in chaos.
They still kept the gun drawn on Terence Crawford and pulled him out of the car and put handcuffs on him. Now, the question you ask yourself is, why did you feel that way? Well, the excuse was they felt threatened.
Oscar De La Hoya throws down a challenge, reminding Crawford that he's at the very peak, but the spotlight doesn't last forever. It's both warning and respect. Oscar knows Bud's talent is rare, but he's pushing him to seize every moment, unlike Canelo, who's been coasting and cashing checks.
What I tell Crawford, wow, you're losing your opportunity. You came, you conquered, and now what? Don't let your flame just go away. You're on top.
And right after that, Johnny Nelson added his take, digging into the pride and mentality behind Crawford's situation. Johnny Nelson captures it perfectly. This wasn't just about a case or a headline. This was about pride. Crawford knows the weight of his words, and he carries the burden of backing them up in the ring. Johnny paints the picture of a fighter who understands that talk is cheap if not matched with action. And that's the difference between Bud and Canelo. While Canelo has coasted on hype and payday fights, Crawford feels every ounce of responsibility when he speaks. Pride fuels him, and instead of folding, he rises higher. For a fighter like Bud, pride isn't weakness, it's fire. Nelson's words cut deep because he knows once your pride is hurt, you either collapse or you fight like never before. And Crawford, he's the kind that fights harder.
Yesterday he said, I don't want a big on my face, I've got to get a job done here. So after the things he said the last time, he knows he probably mugged himself off. I think that probably hurt him more than anything.
Rolly Romero doesn't mince words. Canelo's performance wasn't just poor, it was an insult to boxing. He basically accuses Canelo of showing up for a check, not for a fight. That's the harshest truth. Crawford came for glory, while Canelo came for business. And in a sport built on sweat, sacrifice, and legacy, that's unforgivable. Rolly's frustration reflects what many fans feel. Boxing deserves fighters who risk everything, not champions who coast when the stakes get high. And honestly, he's right. Canelo's showing was flat, lifeless, and hollow. Crawford exposed him, not just technically, but mentally. He showed the world who really wanted it more. To see a man of Canelo's stature reduced to just cashing out is sad, but it also highlights the gulf between him and Bud. Crawford is still hungry, still fighting with purpose, while Canelo looks like he's clocked out of the sport.
He didn't even try to win, bro. He went there for a paycheck, and it's disrespectful to boxing, bro. And he's cashing out of boxing, bro. It's sad to see, man, a great fighter, a legend, to be over there and just trying to cash out of boxing any way he can. It's honestly, it's a disgrace to the sport.
And while Rolly slammed Canelo's lack of heart, Roy Jones Jr. had some pretty cutting words for Floyd Mayweather himself. Roy Jones Jr. fires a shot straight at Floyd Mayweather's legacy, and it's controversial to say the least. He questions Floyd's resume, basically saying the only real challenge was Canelo, and even then we all saw how Floyd toyed with him. This is classic Roy, honest, raw, and unfiltered. But here's the irony. If Canelo was Floyd's toughest test and Floyd embarrassed him, what does that say about Canelo? It underlines the point fans keep raising. Canelo was never on Bud's level, let alone Floyd's. Roy might dismiss Floyd's spot in the all-time top 5, but unknowingly, he highlights just how wide the gap is between legends and pretenders. If Floyd made Canelo look like an amateur, then Crawford's dismantling only proves history repeats itself. At the end of the day, Roy's words stir debate, but they also reinforce Crawford's greatness.
Is Floyd Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10.
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5.
10.
He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight. Don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand. I know you're a Floyd fan. But here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further,
he fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on.
Eddie Hearn delivers the curveball. Despite all the noise, Crawford and Floyd didn't exchange a single word about the fight. Not a whisper, not a hint. That silence is powerful. It tells us two things. 1, Crawford is locked in, not wasting energy on talk. 2, Floyd might be playing his cards close to his chest. Eddie's surprise is genuine because he knows how boxing works. Usually, hype drives everything, but Crawford doesn't need hype. His fists do the talking. Floyd's silence also fuels speculation. Does he see something in Bud? Is he staying neutral? Or is he quietly backing him? The fact that Hearn highlights this moment shows just how different Crawford is. No theatrics, no cheap headlines, just business. And that makes him even more dangerous. While others chatter, Crawford sharpens his blade in silence. That's what greatness looks like.
Hello, talk. There had to be something.
No, there wasn't.
Nothing?
Honestly.
Terence didn't mention the fight, didn't say anything. You didn't talk to him about it. Floyd,
Sorry.
not a peep.
Not a word.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oscar De La Hoya doesn't hesitate. He straight up reminds the world how Floyd dismantled Canelo like it was child's play, toyed with him untouched, unfazed. That's not an exaggeration, it's history. Floyd schooled Canelo so bad that people still laugh at calling it a fight. Oscar's tone cuts through the hype, exposing Canelo's fragile legacy. And here's the kicker. If Floyd embarrassed him, and Crawford is now being talked about as better than Floyd, where does that leave Canelo? Flat out exposed. It's almost poetic, 2 different eras, same result, Canelo made to look ordinary against true masters. De La Hoya's words sting because they're backed with reality, and this is what fans see too. Bud's brilliance stacking on top of Floyd's legacy, while Canelo's stock keeps dipping. Oscar is basically saying, don't rewrite history. Floyd dominated Canelo, and Crawford is on the path to doing the same, only more brutally. That's why fans back Bud, it's legacy versus excuses.
Because Canelo after the fight said that Crawford is way better than Floyd. You know Crawford, you know Canelo, you know Floyd. What do you think? Who's winning the fight?
My man. I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time.
Stephen A. Smith doesn't hold back. He calls Crawford the best fighter on the planet. And honestly, who can argue? Pound for pound, Bud is rewriting boxing history. Undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147, and now climbing to 168 to snatch every belt in sight. That's unheard of in this 4-belt era. Fighters dream about being undisputed once. Crawford's done it 3 times. Let that sink in. Stephen Adot quotes, "Passion matches the fans' voices around the globe. Crawford isn't just great, he's generational. He's proving himself across divisions, shutting down critics and carrying himself with a quiet, ruthless confidence that screams king." Compare that to Canelo, who struggled, cherry-picked, and cashed out when the heat got real. Crawford isn't running, he's storming through challenges. Stephen A. highlights what fans already know. Bud isn't just chasing greatness, he's cementing it. The pound-for-pound debate is over. This is Crawford's throne, and he's earned it with blood, sweat, and a cold focus unmatched in boxing today.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him.
At the heart of all this chaos, one truth stands clear. Boxing is staring down a legacy fight like no other. If Crawford wins, he cements himself as the undisputed pound-for-pound king, a 3-time undisputed champion who left no doubt. If Canelo somehow shocks the world, it rewrites the narrative, giving him one last shot at proving he's still elite. But ask yourself, who's hungrier? Who's calmer under pressure? Crawford's composure through arrests, guns, and gossip proves he's unbreakable. Canelo, he's looked shaky, distracted, and beaten by the weight of expectations. This isn't just a fight, it's the defining moment of 2 eras colliding. So boxing fans, the question is yours. Are you backing Crawford's greatness or betting on a Canelo miracle? Let us know in the comments. This debate isn't ending anytime soon.